Now where did I put that? Welcome back to Dallas County Iron, or otherwise known as what the heck did I get myself into? Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I've already done some loosening bits here. I've taken the main bolts out of the bottom down there. I've taken the speed plate loose. And while I was messing with the flywheel, the engine decided to slide back, so that answered one of the questions I had. There's a couple of studs, sorry about the thumb, a couple of studs underneath. Basically, it's a body mount mounted to the frame that you bolt through for an engine mount on the flywheel cover. That'll have to come off. And I thought I was going to have a problem. I started wrenching, or started pushing, and the engine slid back. Which you can tell by the angle of the dangle here. That should be straight up and down, and it's not anymore. So, I'm going to quit wrenching on that. Going to bring that engine hoist over here. Don't really know where I'm going to bolt up to it. I did bring some 400-pound ratchet straps, which may or may not work, but I brought 3 of them. So we'll see what happens. If I can get it out with that, that'd be great. If not, it will not be great. Hopefully it comes out. I believe it will. I have to put something underneath the engine block so it doesn't cut into the nylon or the straps. Fortunately, I've driven truck enough, I know how to do that. So we will get to that soon. Anyway, here we are in all my glory. I actually did ratchet up on a couple of them. Oop, I forgot the cardboard. Well, let's just move that. But anyway, you were watching an IPBN show about a guy from Canada named Red Green. Except for using duct tape, he'd be proud. This is kind of a redneck way of doing things, but looks like it'll work. Alright, I'm going to put you on high speed and you can watch the chicanery happen as it does. Hopefully, everything works alright. I'm a little concerned it's so far back that it's going to smack into stuff up front, but as it is, don't really have an option. Probably should have got the more expensive one, but then again, that's money I don't have. Anyhow, here we go. As you can see, nobody died, nothing got broken, and my next project is to get the flywheel housing off, then take the bolts off for the flywheel and the clutch. They are very well. I had to do a little cheating, just a little. Quit punching buttons would be great, but as you can tell, had to do a little modification. I don't know if I can get this to focus. Had to take a wrench to a grinder. Here, put it here. Had to grind that down so I could get in under, I'll show you, There's part of the crankshaft has got a lip on it, and the bolts come in from the back, or would have come in from the engine side. So I had to adjust a wrench to make it work, and it works. So I'm happy. The engine's coming apart, flywheel's coming off, things are going to happen. So as soon as I get my engine stand back, I can show you some of that, but right now I'm going to take things off. So I don't know if you can see it, but on the bottom side it looks like there's a layer of goo on it. So maybe that'll fall off, maybe it won't. But we'll do that after lunch. So see you soon. Don't mind the finger. Alright. I don't know if you can see it, but I can't see you, what you're looking at. But if you look right about here, you can see that was the color of the engine originally. Spot down here. Been kind of scraping the mud off of it. And you can see a little evidence of it right here. The engine used to be silver. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm waiting for my engine stand, in case you hadn't noticed, I just put one of my wheel dollies underneath it. I'm going to start taking some of this extra superfluous stuff off. At least try to. I think I'm going to put you on high speed for a moment, see what's going on. I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. But I'm not entirely certain how to get this off. I may have to refer to that manual thing that I got, because all I'm doing when I hit the pulley, there we go, is bending it. So I'm sure there's something I got to put in there, or some kind of puller device I need. I was looking at these little round things here. I thought maybe they were nuts to take that pulley off. No, they're rivets. And I don't want to bend that up any more than I have to. I've already bent it enough. So I'm going to put that on hold. So I'm going to do some research and keep from destroying anything else I need to. You can see the bolts. I need to take the timing cover off. And of course, I need to pull the crankshaft out. I need to pull the other stuff out, the camshaft. And what made me stop and think as I looked at that, this is a copper sleeve that goes all the way back. Now, with any luck, which I'm going to need a lot of, I can pull that thing out. Usually, it doesn't work that well. From what I've seen of other people doing this, and you can see it's full. So, I don't know what. So we'll fight with that. And one thing I forgot, these are sleeves. And I believe you can re-sleeve these if you need to. I don't know if I need to yet or not, but with all the rust in here, who knows? So we'll figure that out too. part of the reason why I want to take it to a machine shop so they can look at it and see what's going on. I apologize for the fan, but it got warm out here again. So this is where we are for now on the motor until I can figure out my next step. I might actually have to go after my tools because I've got pullers. I just don't have them here. I'm not sure what I've got will actually work because it goes into a solid shaft. And as you can see, you can probably see it better than I can where I'm sitting here. It's pretty hollow in there. I don't know how far back it goes. I'm going to stick a screwdriver in there and see. But yeah, this is going to be quite the little fiasco. So, unfortunately, everything's rusted, because of the way it is. Don't mind my fingers. So we will visit this later. We'll go in the house and do some researching. So, back at her tomorrow. Okay, now we're gonna do some stuff with the motor. I got an engine stand, and we're gonna use one of my favorite tools of the whole garage. That thing. As you can tell, it's attached to the motor. And if I had a chain, it'd be better, but it lifts her right up. Now I'm going to attempt to attach my new engine stand on here, so give me a minute. We're going to hold off on that for a minute. Found out that the bolts I want to use won't go in. So I've ordered a tap set so I can clean out the threads, and that'll get here tomorrow, so we'll fight with that tomorrow. Not certain what I want to do now. I know there's other things that need to come off the engine, like the oil pump, distributor, if I can get it broke loose. You saw me tapping it with a hammer earlier. So we will see what we can get done. Suppose I can turn it over and see if I can push out a piston or two. Let me think about that for a minute. I'll get back to you. Okay, I got distracted and the dog came out, decided he wants to run around. When he comes back, I'll show you a video. Oh, he's back. There's my little dog. Got him, he found some dirt, buddy. So, yeah, he decided he had to come out here. So, back to what I was trying to do. See if I can show it to you. Try and take that oil pump out. I already got the bolts loose. Let me see if I can gently persuade it to come out. Well, maybe not. again. Try and do this as politely as I can. Apparently it doesn't want to play the game. So he just wants to go and check out the neighborhood. He's kind of dependent on me, which is good and bad because he gets out in the backyard and he starts whining and crying. And then he runs off. Gonna mark all the territories, you know. So I'm wondering just how badly this is corroded in. Nothing wants to move. Oh, I have to, I don't know if I said this before, but I gotta wait to tap out those threads. I found out what size they are. I did order a tap set. So that'll be coming soon-ish. Bad thing about him is he wants to run off, but I think he's calmed down now, so he's going to stick around. These nuts come loose. Now we're going to collect oil. I need to get another rag. Of course, me walking anywhere near the door is giving him permission to go everywhere he wants to go. So. Nice thing is there's still oil in there. Bad thing is I don't want to cover it. Well, that wants to come out. They have a rebuild kit for this too. I wasn't planning on taking this all apart, but apparently I'm going to have to. By the way that it is. Wow, that is seized on there. Well, guess we're going to rotate the engine over and see what happens. See what falls out. I guess there's nothing. I think to rotate it all. That's all the rust. Where'd the light go? Oh, there it is under my foot. Alright, let me take a look and see what I got. Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, check this out. See that curve in there? Did that so it doesn't hit the shaft of the oil pump. Of course, that's where that crossover tube went. And that's where the pickup screws into the bottom of the block. Now I gotta try to scrape all that up. Yeah, that's not a good spot for it. That didn't help either. Where are we at? Right there. Well, I'll try scraping this loose. This light's about to die. Again, you might be able to see more of the original engine color. No, it's not rust. It's supposed to be silver. However, this is all caked on pretty tight. Let's see if I can break her loose. I got it to move. We got gaskets all over this thing. Alright. This is your oil pump. That little valley in there. That's for right here. Or puts the oil up into, or picks the oil up or something. That's neat. Looks like there's a little wear on the, probably can't see it, but there's a little wear on the ends. I don't always think that's a problem. That'd just be scraping from coming out. Oh. Where is he? We're either having thunder or someone driving up a motorcycle. That sounds like thunder. Alright, I'm going to show you something. I tipped the motor over. You notice I said something about rust. That dumped out of the top of the motor. And if I flip it back over, I'm pretty certain that's going to be all of my water passages. Let's see if that's true. Move that before it hits the floor. I guess you got to take the pin out. Yeah, I would say that was all the oil passages. You probably can't see them. Yeah, let's take a look. A lot of these were caked full. You can see by the way that it is. A lot of oil down in there, or rust down in there. Hell, that's not even dumped out yet. It all goes quite a ways down. That one I scraped out and did a very good job. This one I punched a hole in. This is an oil passage. It's all clogged up. That's a water passage. That's an oil passage. That's an oil passage. I hope you can see it. Oil, water, oil, water, oil, water, 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 bolt. Oh, goes down in there. That's why some of them were rotten. I got this one back here, the bolt come out not very well. So it's in pretty bad shape. I'm gonna see if I can find a new one. Of course, the glire's gonna get you. But things that can come out. Just flip around here. Okay. This actually pulls out. This is the oil fill. Distributor supposedly comes out, but I think it's going to take some cleaning. There's actually a drain on the side of the block. If I can get that turned around to you. Oh, you're not even seeing half this stuff. Alright, oil fill tube comes out. Actually just pop it in. Popping it out's the hard part. Distributor. And right down in there is a petcock for draining the water out of the block. And if I'm not mistaken, it might actually be open. Of course, I can't turn it. But anyway, things and stuff and people. And dogs. He's sitting over there cleaning himself. Oh yeah, tipped it over and look at all the rust in there just from running it upside down. This goes all the way through the block. And I found that out by watching another video. And let me bring you up here a minute. Everything's hollow inside. This is a sleeve. See how rusty it is in there? And all the rust, and it's hollow back. So this is the part that is difficult to remove. And keep from dropping you again. Very difficult to remove. One, because it gets rusted in there. Two, don't mind my head. I'm just looking to see how bad it is. This might be a fight. Some guys can get the whole thing pulled out. Sometimes they have to pieces and parts, and if that's the way it is, that's going to be a pain. Really not entirely certain how that's going to come out there. Hopefully it comes out better than I planned. But as much rust as I'm seeing around it, probably not. I might actually roll this back over and start tapping it, see if I can get more of this rust out. Let's try that. I'm believing that all that rumbling in here is fixing to rain. Whoa, nice and moving better. Put the pin back in. Give her some gentle love taps. See how much more rust falls out. Looks like we're gonna get some. Let me get on the other side so I can see what I'm getting. Coming in here. There we go. coming back. Stop moving. Stop hitting the bolts. Lucky. He decided he didn't like that noise. Hopefully it'll do the trick. Come on, baby. One of my favorite cartoon characters. Of course, I like Futurama. Alright. Well, that seemed to get some more rust out. That cleared up a little bit. Hold on. It has a magnet on it, so it collects everything. Yeah, we got rid of some more. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully it's focusing. Let me get rid of some more rust. I don't know what that is. That might actually be oil. Or a bolt. Yeah, probably water. That opened up a little more. That did too. Let's see if we can see down this a little bit better. Oy, collected a lot of scrap now. That was sharp. Okay, now we got more crap though. Let's see if I can show you anything. And if I'm doing that, yeah, maybe you're worth seeing it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Is it raining? Where you at? On the road. There you are. What's the matter, buddy? Getting wet? Hey. Alright. Apparently it's camera shy. Alright. We got my screwy driver. I might scrape some more of this out. This is the bottom of it. It's in there pretty good. Yeah, that's stuck. Let's see if this helps out any. That won't come out very easily. Raining pretty good now. Oh, there we go. car back here, so I went and got stuff earlier. I keep wanting to head for the car. Yeah, that ain't moving. Well, this one's going to be a fight, boys and girls. Because, you know, it didn't sit. Didn't get rusty. It might be another thing I let the other guys deal with. Oy. What a mess. This is one of the problems with these older cars, from what I understand. These rust solid in there, and they are a pain to get out from what I've been told. So, again, I'm gonna have to wait till after it gets dipped. I don't know. I can try pushing the frost plugs out and see if that'll do anything. But until then, I gotta wait. Get this all cleaned out. There are threads in there. I thought they were 1/4 inch, but they're 5/16. Right there. I don't know if you can see them. There's a 5/16 bolt, and apparently it's the 18 count. So before I can pop that off, I gotta clean out them bolt heads because it's flattening my bolts that I'm putting in it. Well, it just got serious now. Lucky and I are gonna have to hide out in the garage for a little bit until this rain slows down. It's gonna wait then, it's wet. You gotta wait, it's wet. Hopefully it cools down here a little bit. Yeah. Everybody needs to have a shop dog. Even a little supervisor. And my boss. Everyone tells me I gotta do this or do that. Where'd you go? Hey, come here. Huggy. I don't have nothing to do with you. I'm gonna sit over there. I'd like to smell the garage. Well, that's gonna do it for today until I can figure something else out. Except I think he's gonna stay put for a while because it's raining. But I'm gonna soak some things down and let them cook. Seeing gaskets on everything, so maybe that's the thing. Might be a gasket underneath that distributor. I gotta get it broke loose, which I don't know why it would have one, but who knows? I've seen gaskets on this thing that doesn't make sense. So we'll go from there. All right, catch you in the next part. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm getting ready to put this in. This is just something to protect the end of the puller and also the base that you're pressing against. So we will figure out what I have to do next. Oh, you gotta get your bolts in, and then you set this piece right on here. Tighten this up, and it should pull. One way or another, what we gotta do is we gotta get this plate on here so that it'll hold, and then we'll get that round piece into this part of the base, and then we will turn something, probably this piece, to pull out and see if we get it to come out. So let me get that set up and I'll bring you back in. Yeah, he was out eating the neighbor's cat food. I have a cat over there. They feed a bunch of cats. A lot of strays running around here. Keep them close, they'll eat the mice. And yes, there are mice in small towns. Decided to put an extension on. I want to smack my knuckles on the steel bar up here. Does not sound like a party. And some people might think it's cool, but I do not care for it one bit. Uh-oh. This goes through the water jacket. Feels like it might. Again, take your time. You start feeling a lot of resistance in the beginning. Back it off. Or tighten it back up. This is just a lot of junk. It feels rubbery. And it probably filled it full of Permatex or something one of the times I took it apart. Oh, you are the right size. It's full of junk. That or it's part of the gasket material, because you know this is so easy to put together. Hell, it's probably never been apart. Hard as that harmonic balancer was to get off, I'm assuming. You know what that does, that assuming thing. Takes enemies out of friends real quick. Okay, just heard everything pop. What am I missing? I mean, there's a lot of things I'm missing, but what am I missing? Ooh, that's in there good. All right, well, that's cheap. Get my screwdriver out here. And everything in my shop's a hammer. Why does it smell like gear oil? Why does everything smell like gear oil? Say hello to my little friend. My other little friend needs to get out of the way. Well, make sure you smack yourself at least 2 or 3 times. Holy shit. Pardon my French, because I'm Italian. I'm also German and British. Wow. That has found a home. I was very happy where it lives. Well, let me fight with that a minute, and we'll get back to you. Why didn't you say nothing? I didn't see this guy here. You guys were watching. What the heck? Anyway, sometimes you just gotta look. There we go. Well, it wants to really come off. Well, it looks like a curvy road somewhere and just goes back on itself. I think it's in Italy. Makes a snake look like it's straight. All right. Yeah, we got this all butchered up. Taken care of. I'm thinking we just might need a new timing chain. I guarantee that has not been replaced. Ooh, cool, that came off easy. Now, for my next trick, that's got to come out. I wonder if I can pry him down. Probably not. I really wish we could. That might come out. Yeah, he did. All right, that's got to come out because I'll give you a clue. This does not have a provision for it. Well, we can tell by the way everything's moving in there. It's not the timing chain. I think we already know what it is. We got mouse nests everywhere. Oh, and that valve spring keeper, the little cone-shaped thing, I actually found it laying on the floor, so nothing's in here, nothing's in the oil pan. Alright. If I were a betting man, that's gonna come off. So let me get the timing gear off. I'll let you know how I did it. But I don't think that wants to come off real easy. Oh, there's a little oiler thingy back in here too. I do remember seeing something like that. All right, get back at it. Something else my son had in the garage that I used to have hanging over my fireplace. This is the military group I was in, called Seabees, Construction Battalion. I think I mentioned it before, but these are the people that say the hard part we do right away, the impossible takes a little bit longer. So if you see someone wearing a Seabee hat, now you know what it means. And thank them for their service. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Okay, enough playing. Let's get back to the motor. Let's start taking the crankshaft out now. There is this plate here. It's got, you probably can't see it, but that's a straight screwdriver on both of those. So I'm going to take that off so I can get to these bolts, and then I'm going to start taking them bolts off. Here we go. All right, what I was looking for is I'm trying to get something to tell me where these are supposed to go. Now you can see that number, the 3-1, try to point at it. This 3-1 is weird. That 3-1 is in line. That's the front of the motor. That's the back of the motor. And there's a little dot here and a dot here. I took a picture of them so I can put them right back in the way they're supposed to go. And that's my reference point. As you can see, there's a little bit of scoring, but I can't catch a fingernail on it. This one looks a little bit worse. Again, not catching a finger. That one looks a little rough. Not catching a fingernail on it. Even through these gloves, I would feel that. That one's kind of dirty. Mind my flashlight. Again, not catching a finger on it. So, probably they might need a little polishing. And I haven't got the crankshaft caps off yet, main caps. And there is something called a thrust plate back here. I'm assuming it's right about here. But it's underneath there, and depending on how thick it is, will determine whether or not I can use this crankshaft again. So let me get these caps off, and we will go from there. Okay, as you can see, there's a little bit of rust, a little bit of wear. Definitely got all the 84,000 miles it shows on the odometer, if not more. This guy is very happy where he's at. And I guess I do have a little separation there. I'm not sure I want to stick a screwdriver in there and pry that up. I mean, I probably could. I might try that. But it does have probably the rope seal down in here. Except that doesn't look like rope, but it's got rust. So, yep, she definitely sat for a long time. I don't know if I just tap it on this edge and maybe it'll pop loose. I'll give it another shot. But I mean, not catching a finger on anything just yet. So we will see. I'll show you the rod or the crank bearings. I mean, there's rust. Definitely probably want to get new bearings. But it's smooth. Try to wipe this off for you in a minute. Can't remember what I did with that rag. Easier said than done one-handed. Come on. Play nice. There we go. Here's your shoes. Now you know the tricks of the trade. Yeah. Might have a little wear over here. Or it could just be a rust spot. Not the prettiest, but it's still smooth. I don't know if these had the copper underlining to show the wear, but it was doing the trick. That looks a little suspicious. This right here. But who knows what that was from. Pardon me, I'm still getting over my cold. And of course, if any of you had a cold, you know that that's the dry stuff. There's quite a bit of wear on that, honestly. Looks like she might have got heated up or something, I'm not sure. But probably have to get that in, get it polished, or use one of Derek's tricks and polish it myself. Because you know, that always works. At least it does for him. But I gotta work on that guy, see if I can get him out. Otherwise, this just became a boat anchor. If I can't get the pistons knocked out of here, let's see what we can do. Well, we're gonna let this sit overnight. I just sprayed some knocker loose on it, not the actual brand, but I coated it pretty good, so hopefully that'll get some penetration in there and free up some of the rust so we can get at it. And we'll get that apart, and then we can attempt to punch out some pistons, hopefully. It all depends whether or not I can get that last main cap off. We'll just see what we can do. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. I got my ghostly appearance going here. Yay! Anyhow, all right, we will chat with you tomorrow. All right, I don't know how much that other video got done. It kind of shut off on me and then started again. We're gonna try beating these things out. Put my fancy gloves on. Been helping the neighbor put a motor in a 2001 or something, F350, 250. So I've been doing other things along like this. So get my comfy chair going here. Hopefully this will punch through pretty easy. If not, it'll ruin another screwdriver. Ouch, on my hand. And that popped right through. Let's see if we can get it out. Ow! Fingers. God damn, that hurt. Well, let me get this other one beat out of here and break my finger again. Well, that one was obviously rotten. This one isn't. Alright, come on glasses, work with me. Well, by the time I get done bending this thing to death, ow! What broke loose down there? There, that one's gone. All right. There might be blood underneath that. As you can see, oh, there's chunks of rust way in there. Let me bring you over here. So that guy's just full of junk. This one isn't so bad. Let me bring you over here. It looks like there's stuff, well, there might have been stuff down the bottom. You can see back in there maybe. I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing. Well, anyway, right in between the cylinders, another pile of rust. So, I'll get the rest of these beat out. One in front. And I don't know if there's another one in the back, but I'll get to it. And after I get that done, I'm going to spray down. I'm going to tip it on its side and spray it down and see if I can't loosen up that sleeve without having to destroy it into tiny little pieces. So that's going to be it, I think, for this this episode. Yeah, you can barely see me. Here, I'll put my light up here, maybe. Holy crap, there he is. So, start my new job tomorrow again. Oh, you don't like it when you beat on them. It's all right, now that I've got my tools back, I've got hundreds of them laying around. So, the next videos might be me trying to tear things apart and make it work. I don't know. See what I got time for. I know the company I work for is going to be doing a lot of hours and maybe weekends. I don't know. So I will get out videos as quickly as I can, but I can't guarantee anything right now. So we will see what becomes. Again, I appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate the messages. I definitely learned a lot of things from people talking about their cars. Keep them coming. I really do appreciate that. It actually helps because, I mean, up until I printed my book. Got my service manual over here. I ordered a thumb drive off. I'm sick. I ordered a thumb drive offline or online, and it has everything you need to know about this car. I was wondering how to replace that horn ring. It's got it. everything except for having to drive out rusted pieces of junk. But now that I've got that figured out, I won't blast apart the next one that I have to work on, which there probably will be. Unfortunately, these are not the revival videos. These are the resurrecting from the dead videos. And yes, if I wear a full beard, I look like Santa Claus. So again, keep the comments coming. Like and share if you appreciate this and know somebody else that might like to watch some of these videos. It's just going to be long and drawn out, but I'm also going to try to show you what I'm doing and what I think might work. Like I found out, I put a sledgehammer on top of that big chunk of iron that weighs about 10-15 pounds and blasted out the last 2 pistons that were stuck. Unfortunately, I destroyed most of the pistons. Fortunately, I can order them. So there's a guy, what is the name of that group? oldmoparts.com. I will try to put that in the description of the video, along with anything else I think is important. I may start a Patreon account. Don't know if it'll do any good. Been thinking about it, but again, I got a paycheck coming, so I can order parts and stuff like that. But you know, if you feel like you want to gift me something, that'd be cool. I'm also going to try to get my Instagram account going. Send you pictures every once in a while. Maybe I'll upload some that I've already got. Was going to put a video on, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So I may have to talk to my younger co-workers and find out how you do that stuff. I know there's probably a description online. YouTube University's got almost everything. It's got a few more now because I put one on. But again, like, subscribe, share, comment. I do appreciate those. And for all you people who have had these or your parents have had one, I appreciate your support. I mean, every time you say something, it just kind of gets me more interested in doing this. I mean, this is something I've kind of wanted to do, but you know, it gets tough. It's hard to figure some of this stuff out, and you kind of got to stop, scratch your head, and take a break, and you know, just kind of regroup. And when I get, you know, the good comments from you guys, it really helps me get back into the swing of things and feel like I can do this. So I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. So this is going to do it for this episode, and hopefully I can get something out to you in the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it might just be me tearing apart the carburetor or butchering that distributor back apart. That thing is seized. I can't get it to turn even out of the motor. There's a lot of rust in this motor, so it's sat a long time. But again, I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. Convince your friends. That probably was right the first time. But yeah, I appreciate every one of you guys. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.